what are the rights which investors, sort of will typically ask for as you sort of approach them for fundraise? And why do they ask for these rights? The reason why they ask for rights is that under the Companies Act, if you're a minority shareholder in a company, you don't have a lot of rights. You have a very limited set of rights, more in terms of ensuring companies not mismanaged, but you don't have a lot of control over the company, which is why investors have to invest in a superior sort of instrument called a preference share and ask for certain rights. Now, the intent of the investor is not to run the company or not to interfere into the day-to-day management of the company. The investors are experts in terms of investing and not really in terms of running companies. That is why they are partnering with the founder. And they do expect the founder to operationally run the company and continue to deliver scale and growth for them. But at the same time, as an investor who has taken as a fund, who has sort of aggregated capital from other limited partners, I have a responsibility to my LPs. And I need to ensure certain rights which will help protect the value of my investment. So a lot of rights which investors sort of ask for, veto rights, saying that certain decisions cannot be taken without my consent. The intent is to protect and ensure that the value creation for their investment sort of happens very seamlessly. So these will be more of strategic, sort of actions which a company will take. So let's say a fundraise which potentially can dilute their stake, they will say, I need a veto on that fundraise. Or if you're taking debt beyond a certain quantum, they may have a veto on that. Or entering into a new line of business, entering into an agreement to sell the business or to go for an IPO. So these are all some fairly strategic events which investors feel will impact their investment. But day-to-day functioning of the business, what the founder does, how much they spend, as long as it's within the business plan, they don't sort of interfere in any of those decisions. And this is a sort of a good sort of governance sort of practice as well. It does enforce some element of corporate governance in the company while ensuring investors' interests remain protected. Now, what do these investor rights mean for the founders and for the finance team in the company? Like I talked about before, it's important to understand where investors are coming from, why they're asking for certain rights, and help sort of assuage their concerns and ensure that they are kept happy. There are obligations that these funds have to their LPs as well, and which is why they are asking you for certain rights. So, what are they asking for, and what do these rights mean in terms of me building out an organization? So if there is a requirement to generate a monthly MIS, am I tracking those metrics? Am I, sort of agreeing on the right set of metrics with investors? And do I have manpower in place to actually fulfill that obligation? These are some of the questions which the founders and finance professionals should ask for themselves. And as companies scale, the job of investor relations falls more and more on the finance team and on the CFO. But the founder, again, always remains involved and is still answerable to the investors. So are you able to are you able to agree to the right set of obligations? Are you able to create the right, sort of organizational sort of muscle to comply with those obligations is a question for founders and finance professionals.